Hi everyone. It's a beautiful spring Saturday here in Minnesota and welcome to my kitchen. Thank you for joining me today to cook an entree for the Real Women of Philadelphia cream cheese contest. Today we're going to make Indian lamb Wellington, or as I like to call it, lamb burgers in a blanket with Philly. So let's get started, shall we? Here I have 1.5 pounds of ground lamb. Into this, I'm going to add a spice blend that I made. Now, if you don't feel like going ahead and making the spice blend and grinding it all up yourself, you can go to the store and get a little bottle of garam masala, which is an Indian spice that will work just fine. I just happen to like this blend a little bit better. So we're going to put 2 tablespoons of this into the lamb. And along with that, we're going to put 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of dried minced onion flakes, and 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. Now this recipe is very easy and very elegant. It's a great one to use if you have people coming for dinner because it really looks like you fussed a lot and you went to a lot of trouble for them, but it's very easy to make and it looks very elegant on the plate because we're going to wrap pastry and that always. I'm blending up the spices into the lamb just very gently here. Oh, the smell is wonderful. The aromas of this are just great. This recipe actually started a couple of weeks ago in my head as a dream. I dreamed one night that I was looking for something to make for dinner and all I could find was some ground meat and a jar of mango chutney. So I had to decide what to make out of those. And in my dream, I made sloppy joes. So I decided when I woke up, the first thought was, how can I put cream cheese in this recipe? And the second thought was, let's make it a little fancier. Let's go with lamb. Of course, if you don't like lamb, you can use beef in this recipe or pork. It would still be just as good. So anyway, this is what came out of it, is our little lamb Wellingtons here. Now, if you've ever had beef Wellington, it's a beef steak wrapped in puff pastry with a special sauce. And we're going to kind of do the same thing with lamb here. Now, I formed this into 4 patties, and I'm going to put them in a hot skillet here and get them browning. We're going to brown them for about 3 minutes on each side. You don't need to grease the pan because there is a lot of extra fat in the lamb. Wash my hands up here real quick. You want that pan to be nice and hot because you're going to get a good sear on the meat that way. Smells like a barbecue in here. Good. Okay, while those are browning, you want to make your sauce. Here's where our old friend Philadelphia comes in. Into this bowl, I'm going to put 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese that I've softened a little bit in the microwave. To that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. Now, Greek yogurt is a yogurt that's a little thicker than an American yogurt. Has a richer flavor. If you don't have Greek yogurt or can't find it, you can use sour cream. It will work just as well. And then I'm going to add 1/2 cup of mango chutney. Now, chutney is an Indian condiment made with fruits and vinegar and sugar and peppers. So it gives you your kind of your sweet and sour and spicy all in one. And it's really very nice. And I'm just going to mix this together until it's really well blended. Because this is going to be our sauce in our Wellingtons. And it is going to be really delicious. The cream cheese and the yogurt kind of tone down the spices and blend with them very well and with the lamb. And it is really tasty. I'm going to set this aside. Give my burgers a flip here. Where did my flip? You can see how nice and brown they're getting. You just want that sear on the edges because we're also going to bake these. So you don't want them to cook all the way through or they're going to get too done in the oven. Now while those are finished searing, we're going to start with our first piece of puff pastry. I've taken one large sheet of puff pastry and cut it into 4 equal squares. I'm going to flour my board a little bit here. Get that on there. Now we need this square to be big enough to wrap a lamb patty in. So I'm just going to roll it out here. You want to try and get it nice and thin, and the more space you have, the more area you have, the better. Because you're going to wrap this up and you can seal the edges better if they meet over the patty. Okay. Put this one more time. Now I want to do a quick egg wash on this to help the edges seal together. I have 1 egg. To that I'm going to add a tablespoon of water. And I'm just going to beat that up real quick. There we go. And we'll take a brush and we'll just brush the edges of this. Get it ready to have a lamb patty on it. Okay, let's check our patties and see if they're done. Okay, those look nice and brown on both sides. Take those off the heat. And grab a spoon here, quick. Into the center of this square, I'm just going to put maybe about, a tablespoon or 2 of this lovely cream cheese chutney yogurt mixture. And then we'll grab ourselves a lamb patty to go in there. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to set that on top, right like that. I'm going to pull the edges up and over, make them meet and get them all sealed up there. And what you can do real quick is brush these ends so the eggs will make it stick. Go right up and over, just like this. Kind of squeeze everything together. You got a nice little package there. And here we have a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Quick save there. Okay. And we're going to flip these seam side down and just set them on the parchment paper. I'm going to wrap the rest of these and I'll be right back with you. Hi, welcome back. I've got all of these wrapped up and ready to go. I'm just brushing the outsides with a little egg wash because that'll make them so nice and golden brown. I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees and I'm going to put these in here for 25 minutes. So I'll see you in a little less than half an hour. Hey, thanks for coming back. Our Wellingtons are out of the oven and they are looking really golden brown and beautiful. It smells so good in here. I wish you could be here. Now we're just going to take this and plate it up quick. Set it right here. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that.